Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Good Vibes, Good Life, a podcast where you can talk about anything and everything. Today, I have a special guest. Before I introduce the special guest, I just wanted to remind you guys that the month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month. For those of you that are in need of any help, make sure you guys go ahead and reach out on the crisis line, as well as my DMs are always open. To introduce my special guest, we have here.
Chris, you can also call me cousin.
Long story short, me and Chris went to high school together. So, Chris, where you been?
And I just been working, yo, honestly. Like today, I was literally just working in the backyard, like with my brother, producing things too.
Nobody has ever seen you before. And as cliche as it sounds, who are you? What do you do for a living?
Well, right now at the moment, working at a shop, a bit of mechanic work. For the most part, that's what I pretty much do right now. And like I said, I still do like, music on the side too. It's kind of started like maybe a year ago or so. Like really fully like got into it, like I said, producing wise. So I'm still learning, still got a lot to learn.
Can I ask
And
what inspired you into getting into production and stuff?
I've always loved music, yo. When I was young, I think like in middle school, I would always like write little like rhymes and stuff, and just like rap that shit like on my lunch table. That wasn't anything that crazy. I like just kind of being low key, but like that's about it really. That's what kind of like really started. I mean, I've always wrote lyrics and stuff, so that's what really always got me into it. And then like last year, I just really was like, yo, I want to really get into like producing and like learning more about that aspect too. I always first off ask, people like, so how was your day? Like, how are you feeling today? Yo, that's what you want?
It was actually pretty exciting. I got to babysit my niece today. Hung out with her for a couple of hours. Oh, did some cooking. Gotta cook, gotta cook. Yeah, here we are. How was your day?
It's been good, yo. I mean, this whole week I'm like, I guess I'm like, my vacation. So, from actual job, I guess you would say. So, I just been working on my own things, helping around the house too with like, the driveway and everything. So I also learned how to like use like this I think like it's called like a loader or something. Like this,
You said a loader?
yeah, I don't even know. I think the technical term that's what it's called. But like, the stuff they use for like, landscape and construction.
Oh, nice.
It's a little something new, so that's kind of fun too, not gonna lie. Yep.
So, in the 22 years that you have been alive, what is a lesson that you have had to learn the hard way?
So it's so much to like really break down. Honestly, I've learned a lot of lessons overall. I think one of the hardest ones was just not letting my fear, drive my life. Letting myself mainly get in the way. That's my main thing I think I learned. Nah, man. I mean, we only got one life, so it's like you might as well do something that you love regardless.
That's
Whether
facts.
you get like publicity or like any monetary gain, but do what you love and all that shit will come along the way.
I guess would you say that your old self has died?
In a way, yeah. I'm not the person I was like even like a year ago or so. So even then, like me looking back like 4 years, it seems like forever to me. And like my whole mindset, I would say, just mindset wise, yeah, it's been different.
Transforming into your newer self, like, did you ever know what boundaries were? Or was it just something that you never really thought about? Or were you always like aware of those?
I would say yes and no because for me it was more like a learning curve to like kind of learn that, especially with like friends and stuff too. Like for a good moment, I was more of a person that I just like the I wouldn't say fit in the crowd, but when I would like get attached to certain people or just get close to people, I just would kind of kind of put my life on pause too. When it came to like in general, I feel like I was pretty good like just judging all people's character too. So that kind of made me stay away from certain people as well too, just because of that. I don't think right now I can think of anyone at the moment. I feel like everyone around me is just solid and we have the same mutual respect and just love for each other. But I would say in the past, yeah, there were certain people that kind of like take advantage of that too.
What's something in life that you feel like is very important for people to know overall?
Sounds cliche, but just honestly, just be yourself always. Don't put on a mask for any other person. Even if it's family. Even if they don't agree with everything that you might say or even see your vision, you still gotta just keep going no matter what.
Because I feel like sometimes the most cliche things are the truest shit. You know what I mean?
And it's the most simple things in life that are just like you can't really I don't know. I don't try to like dive too deep because then I start like just talking about other shit that I'm like, okay, what the hell am I even talking about right now?
What do you see yourself doing in the next couple of years?
I know one thing for sure is still sticking with music, still trying to grow, and that with my workflow too. Overall, I would say because right now I'm still like I can't really do it like all the time. Still, even though sometimes I just want to stay there all day. Still continue to learn more things. Just keep us growing. I would say.
Keep that same passion because that shit pays off, bro. I see some shit, that shit pays off. Come, hold on. There was this one quote, but I forgot it. So I'm not even gonna try because I'm a rookie. I'm not even trying. So, what does music mean to you?
Another way, I guess, for me to really express myself. I think the only way for me to really express myself, I've worked on is just trying to articulate my words and be able to open up to people as well, especially like my loved ones more than anything. But it's still a struggle I deal with. So like me, just even if it's just instrumentals, it don't even got no lyrics. To me, just the vibe and just the feel of it, kind of shows you like what I'm trying to like say.
I feel like it's definitely something that helps me in a way kind of be able to express. When I'm able to relate to the lyrics a lot, I relate to it, so I fuck with it.
They either make whatever you're going through like 10 times better or 10 times worse at the moment.
Yeah.
I have a lot of plans, honestly. Still that I'm still honestly still even doing research too right now at the moment. On the business side of it too, because that's one side that I have like no knowledge of, whatsoever. So I'm still learning in that aspect too. Yeah, especially too. There's so many resources nowadays. YouTube, Google, anywhere. People who already been in the industry, they can just already give you some sort of like insight of like what kind of direction you want to go as well.
But do you still smoke weed? You be
Oh
smoking
yeah,
weed?
oh
You still
yeah.
be smoking weed?
That's one thing I always love. I'm always love, but at the moment, I'm actually not even like smoking or drinking or anything. I mean, I don't even drink in general, but
Hmm.
at the moment, I'm just kind of like just trying to like stay sober. Cause I just gotta stay focused on things, right now.
Feel it. I feel it. I feel it.
So, but yeah, no, I do. I always will, no matter what. But there's moments in my life too where I also just take breaks because I need that, that moment too, just to be a little bit more, more clear in my head. That's
Coming from somebody that used to smoke night, day, morning, breakfast, you feel me, all day, every day,
tell me
bruh.
about.
I feel like now when I do smoke weed, it's more so of like kind of like a reward.
Yo, same.
Yeah, it started giving me a lot of anxiety. Hence, like
Mm,
one of the reasons why I stopped smoking because
mm.
I haven't smoked in like it's been a couple of months. So I feel you when you say you feel more clear minded. Question: how do you feel about life?
Just to be here, breathing, it's like I said, the most simple things to me, just already keep me like well above, and just on my, you know, on my head, I guess you say. Not I guess not on my head, but out of my head, Um, yeah, just everything about life, the good parts, the bad, everything. I enjoy it, I used to be someone who didn't kind of despised it back then, but I guess like I said, just perspective changes over time, It's all a gradual, just learning gradually. That's it.
Graduating. I know last time you told me you were in school.
I was in Nova for like a few months, but then reason why I didn't work out was because I just had just certain things with my family going on too. That kind of had me a little bit like I guess held back a little bit in a way. To be honest,
But
school's like not my biggest thing. Where like I love it like other people, and that's like my main dedication and vocation to life. But like I said, music that was like my like a year ago that was like my whole thing. Like oh shit, like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, and just keep getting more into it.
because I was gonna go to school to try to become a psychologist.
Oh really? I was gonna
Yeah,
study psychology too, yo.
really. Damn, it'd be
Yeah.
the trauma that be putting up.
But the human brain is so interesting though, for
Yeah,
real.
it is.
That's what always fascinated me, and that and just the way how people react. And you start reading people differently too when you start, like I said, just getting more into it.
Yeah, bro. I work in basically in a way kind of like in the mental health field. Like that's my job right now. Things that I be seeing, it's like a whole different side of mental health. Being able to understand them in a way and kind of just see how they view life and them go through shit like that shit is very heartbreaking. Gives you a greater appreciation of life. Yeah.
How long have you been into that, yo?
I've been there for 2 months and a half.
Got you into that as well, like just mental health in that case.
So when it's kind of like when God presents an opportunity for you and it's like right timing. I was going through like a little personal issue, within the family. Just so I was able to understand this person a little bit more. Thankfully, it did work out and they're better. I have had my mental struggles as well. It's definitely something that I was willing to work in try to help others understand how beautiful life actually is.
Well, I think it takes a toll as well on yourself, just because
Oh yeah.
just because you have to like hear the people's stories and like know what they go through. Definitely, there's certain things that you can't even. It's like words can't even help. Certain moments. So you just have to just sit there and just listen too.
How's your mental health?
Right now, I would say.
Like not me trying to be a therapist. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Over
just
here, like I gotta
I'm
clock in
lit.
right now. I'm grounded in right now. I would say. Like I said, I'm still struggling with certain days here and there, but we're all humans, so we all got our days too. But I say yeah, I'm pretty grounded right now. I just feel like I said focused more than anything.
Hey, we're still young, bro. We're learning a
Mhm.
lot about life. Like nobody's perfect though, as I always like to say. So it's like create mistakes now, but obviously, learn from them and just
Oh, yeah.
live life, you know?
Like I always talk to older people and they always tell me like as you get older you don't really necessarily like get things more figured out. You just start learning how to wing it more a lot better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just wing that shit more smoothly. Yeah.
Find coping mechanisms too.
Appreciate
So
it.
I see you tatted up. Do you plan on getting more tattoos?
Yeah, definitely want to get more. Yeah.
Yeah.
All them, pretty much all of them except this one right here.
Mhm.
They're all done by my boy Scratch. Over at Heavy Hitters. So shout out Heavy Hitters too.
Oh, shout out to them.
Got
Free
to.
promotion.
First time I ever met dude was because
Mhm.
my old manager over when I used to work when I was I think 17 at a restaurant. She told me yo I got like a brother-in-law who does tats right now like at his apartment. And at the time, I couldn't go to no shop. I was still not 18. So I was like, all right, bet, let me get his info. And then from there, at first I was kind of skeptical because I was like, I don't even know, dude. I'm going to some random dude's house. But then I
He
was like,
better
nah, I should trust him because, I guess that's my manager. She's cool with me. So I don't think she'd, do anything stupid.
you
But,
thought he was gonna kidnap you, huh? So you got your first tattoo at 17?
yeah, I was
Oh
17.
damn. Did you get in trouble?
Actually, I didn't, yo. Like, it sounds cliche, but I've always wanted my mom's name, and like,
Mhm.
like I said, it sounds
Yeah.
very cliche. Most people be
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
getting that shit right. And I was surprised too, not gonna lie. I thought she was gonna like freak out. But she actually started crying, She got like emotional, which I was like, I said, surprised, because my mom is like very like back then, even still to this day, she's still a little bit more like, stern and like, But yeah, I didn't get no trouble, surprisingly, But after
Hey,
that, she just didn't, she's still not really into it still.
out of all my siblings, I'm the only one who has tattoos. So when
Mm.
I was younger, I used to tell my parents like, "Oh, like what if I got a tattoo?" My dad hit me with some, "If you ever get a tattoo, I'm gonna cut your skin off."
I heard that too,
I
yeah.
was like,
My mom said the
"Yeah."
same thing too.
Right? I'm like, "Yeah, alright."
So with this podcast, like far down along the road, like who's someone you would love to have on this podcast? Like let's say like just someone like, famous, or someone that you look up to. Oh,
But I would love to have my parents on here.
man, that's famous anyway.
To be honest, Vex King. He's an author. Have you ever read
Hmm.
one of his books?
Can you name some? Like one of them?
It's crazy because I named my podcast after this book, but Good Vibes, Good Life.
I have not read that book.
It's
I'm
about
not.
self love and just kind of
Mm.
about the law of attraction. Guess in a way, it helps you set your life up in a positive way. That's one thing too. I want just like, I guess young adults to be able to watch these like the podcast and be able to like feel part of the conversation and be able to actually relate on different levels. A while back, I remember you did mention that you were consuming, Zans. I don't know if you want to open up about that.
Yeah, I remember that was a while ago too. I think that was like during, like I said, like my high school. I think I first started kind of abusing it when I was like, I'll say like near freshman and then to like junior year. Those are like the pretty heavy years. I think just sophomore and junior were like my main like heavy years because I couldn't even remember certain days where like I'd go to school and I would just like kind of black out in a way. I'd be like, I'll end up like in first period. Then my next thing you know, I'm like in like fourth period. And I'm like, damn, I don't even know how I got here. So sometimes it'd be bad because I'll just try to like, I guess, use that to cope. That's the only thing I knew at the moment. Especially since I didn't really have, I guess, I would say anyone close at the moment. I feel like to like, really be able to talk about and open up.
What's the best advice that you could give them from holding back from even consuming any sort of substance like that?
Just talk to somebody, dude. It doesn't really matter who it is. It can be someone just, whatever's easy for you. Cause for me now it's easy just talking, to people I care, I'm close with, family, whether it be friends, just talk to somebody, because that's something that I didn't do at all. I didn't talk to anybody till like I had like, you know, my whole incident, having to like, go to substance abuse, and all that with the whole group of other kids and stuff. Um, go to therapy, not even by my choice, but like it had to, the court ordered that, for me and everything, it got to that point. So, yeah, I just talked to somebody, dude. I'm a big advocate for that, just addiction, cause I lost someone close to me too to that. So, it's tough, and eventually me later going down that same path, it kind of like I said, I didn't like automatically one day go like, oh shit, I'm I'm fucked up. I gotta like actually change my life around. It was more of just gradually relapsing, going back and abusing more, drinking, smoking more, just whatever it is.
Do you feel like it was just something that you felt like you couldn't stop, or was it something that you were literally just stuck in the cycle where you didn't know how to stop? Or
At one point, yeah, I did feel like I didn't know, because I mean, for me, that's why it was so hard for me to figure out like what I wanted to like really do with my life, because I didn't think I was gonna make it till 18, and really even comprehend after that like how to, deal with life after 18. I felt lost. It could get like 2 years or so, just trying to figure out like what am I gonna do with myself. There was some tough times and some
yeah,
close
bro.
ones, some close calls, but I'm
Yeah.
just grateful to God. I always love talking about God too. Um, like I said, I'm not anyone crazy religious.
Hmm.
But I try to go to church, here and there as much as I can. Like I said, I'm not someone that goes like every single Sunday. There's certain Sundays where I'll go a little more consistent. I would say recently I haven't though, just because I've been more just focused on, like I said, just like my music, but also more importantly my mental health, because some days I don't be sleeping like much. I still struggle with sleeping, too. So
So, are you like Christian or Catholic?
I was technically baptized under like a Catholic church. But I look at a lot of other religions and just take wisdom out of them too, because you can find a lot of like profoundness in them too. Like the Quran and everything, even like the 120 lessons as well. That got me into it even more too. You know, I'm still reading the Bible too, so I still got like a lot to remember still, and just like still try to even understand too.
I was on that path on just reading the Bible and trying to, I guess you could say in a way, kind of trying to figure out like what I believe in. This religion wasn't really something that was really talked about in my household. It was kind of
Yeah.
just like we were Catholic because same. I was baptized in the Catholic church as well. It was something that I was struggling a lot, like to the point where I would overthink myself. And especially when I would get high, I would like my mind would just be racing. So it got to the point where I was just like, you know what? Like, I really need to sit down and really try to figure out because I feel like right now, like, believe it or not, like, I feel like I felt in those times, I felt like the devil was really trying to, like, take over me or some shit. There would be some times where I felt like I was coming in and out. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I feel you. It's like certain times when like you can't even understand, explain your actions to like what you were doing.
Yeah.
It
And
feels like something else is like taking control over you.
at some point in my life, I felt like I was going to become a Satanist or some shit. Or words of encouragement that you wish you would have heard growing up as a kid that you want to tell the audience.
Probably just I'm proud of you. I think that would have definitely helped me a lot. I believe in myself too, because I used to not really be a person that was just very, I guess I'm, I guess confident. I guess you would say a little more, loose. I was more just like I said in my head. You know, way too much in my head.
Anything else you want to get off your chest?
Just lead with love, and you're gonna leave with love, man.
Do you believe in mourning someone, celebrating them and the life that they lived?
I would say both, because the first couple stages, it's gonna be tough, but after a while, I mean, the pain never goes away. You just learn to, just live without them. That's it.
Right, right, right.
So a little bit of both, I'd say.
I'd be like, damn, like I just gotta celebrate their life. You know what I mean? Like it's like even if they didn't look at life in any way, like they were given a life and I guess you could say one's appreciative of someone else's life. Sometimes it sucks when they don't recognize their full potential. I mean,
Nah, I feel you,
but
yo. I mean,
But
that's one of the main reasons too why I got like into just more production wise too. It's
hmm
one of my dear brothers, you know, he just fortunately he's not here no more, but he, you know, he would love freestyling, you know, and he would be good, pretty good with it. So, you know, that's kind of one of the reasons too why, you know, there's certain moments where like I just feel like kind of like, you know, rapping a little bit too, even if I don't got anything out yet, like me my vocals, you know, cuz I'm not really big on that part, but I do it more just out of, you know, just for him.
all
Me
I
just
gotta
talking.
say, if this dude ever releases music, y'all really have to check it out, bruh. But even then, just check out his beats that he be putting up on YouTube. Like I said, I appreciate you for coming on here. You know, opening up to some personal stuff. I appreciate that. You know, I know shit don't be easy sometimes,
Hey, thank you
but
for having me. Thank you for
yeah,
having me.
of course, a pleasure. Live life, hey. Yeah.
Man, take chances, yo. Just take chances.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. I appreciate every single one of y'all for showing so much love. I know the last episode got a lot of recognition, but I just hope you guys are really able to learn a lot from just anyone that's coming onto this podcast, and you guys are able to share with others. Mental health resources are always available for anyone that's in need. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Later, Gators.